how to invest as little as 7,000 Kenyan shilling on the US stock market. That is the video I'm going to share with you. And by the way, this does not mean that you only need to be a Kenyan. No, you can invest if you're Nigerian, if you watch me, Cameroonian, if you are South Africa, whatever the country that you are in. The same procedure here, you can still use it to invest by yourself. When I say 7,000 Kenyan shilling, that's like $70 or something like that. Okay, now let's get on the business now. I'm gonna take you through step by step. Have you ever thought of investing in the international stocks? Like you are there, you'll be like, how can I buy S&P 500? Probably you don't even know what is in this S&P 500. I will share all that. Probably you feel like, how can I invest in a company like an Apple? You know, the Apple, the one that makes iPhone. How can I invest on Google or Coca-Cola or what? I'm going to teach you today how you can do that. People usually tend to think like, oh, I need some billions of money for me to do that. No. With as little as $70, that's the 7,000, you're good to go. Come on, let's show you. And by the way, come on, I'm sharing this valuable information with you because this is with Joseph. The only thing I would wish to get from you is to you like the video. Just hit that like. Imagine it does not cost you anything. Just hit that like button and also make sure that you subscribe if you have not and leave a comment on the comment section, okay? Step number one. The first thing that you need to do, first of all, is to understand, yes, you can be able to buy shares from those countries if you are here in Kenya. Number two, you need to do, of course, is to choose a stock brokerage platform. You see the way we usually do here in Kenya, that for you to be able to buy shares, you have to open an account called CDS account. For you to do that and for you to open that CDS account, you need to have a stock broker. This is an international law. You have to have a stock brokerage for you to be able to do what? To open or to buy this share. So the first thing you need to do is to do what? Is to open what we call a brokerage account. Brokerage account. Or you have to open an account in stock brokerage so that they can be able to buy shares. Examples of this brokerage offering these brokerage services are like Scope Markets. We have international brokers and such kind of a thing. There are a variety of them. Again, I'm going to share with you. Just hang on there, okay? So first thing you need to do is to pick a regular. First of all, listen guys, don't just pick anything or anybody purporting to be a stockbroker. Nowadays, we have a lot of scammers along the way. Are we together? So you need to pick a stock brokerage firm that is registered, that is regulated, that is reliable, that is recognized internationally for you to be able to buy that or those stocks or those shares. Are we together up to that particular point? Yes. And how do you go ahead about this? By the way, I usually have to summarize my information here so that I don't leave any stone unturned. So what do? You look for brokers that accept clients from Kenya. That's a one qualification, or from your country, whatever the country you're watching from, and offer access to stock exchange like the what? NYSE, that is the New York Security Exchange. We also have the NASDAQ and some particular options like HAM. Are we together? So you need to pick a stock brokerage that can link you up to these markets. And I've given you like the international brokers, like the Scope Markets and such. You can be able to go ahead and do this. And there is one thing that you need to understand here. It may be a little bit expensive to buy one share of a certain company. Probably you may not be able to afford it, but that. And then we have something called the fractional shares. Platforms like HAM. So you can be able to buy a fraction of that given share, and you can be able to use a small amount of money for you to do that. Are we together? Now, what happens once you choose the stockbroker? The next point is to go ahead and do what? You open account. You open account. And how do you open an account? Let's say you have chosen your stock brokerage firm, let's say International Brokers. You go to their website, and what you do once you go to their website, of course, you go to where it is written, open an account, or you can go where it is written, registration or something like that. So what happens is now you key in your particulars, okay? You just put in your name or your three names. You make sure that you have your documents ready. We call them the KYC documents. The KYC, the Keno Your Customer documents. These are basically, in Kenya, we call them the Chapter 6 documents. And that is your KRA PIN, that is your picture, that is first passport photo, and the last thing you need to have is your ID. So those three things that you have. But when you're buying international shares, I don't need to have a KRA because the tax you're not paying to the Kenyan government, you're paying now to the US government. And if you're not a citizen of the US, there is a certain form that you need to fill in. It's called W8 BEN. Okay, I know it sounds Greek, but don't worry about the big name. You need to fill this form confirming that indeed you're not a Kenyan, or rather you're not an American, so that you can be able to be taxed by the American government out there. Even we who are in YouTube, we get to be taxed by the government of the US from any money that you make from the US citizens who watch you. Anyway, it is what it is. Tax has to be paid, isn't it? See, now you fill in this particular, so the only thing you need here is your KRA pin, not KRA pin rather. You need your ID. It can be a military ID, it can be your passport, just an identification document. And you need to have your what? Your passport photo. So you fill in that particular gap, or rather that registration form there. Once you fill in that registration form, you fill this particular form called W8BEN. By the way, I know you may be like, oh my, that sounds so big. It's not hard. If you get confused or if you don't know anything about it, as if you'd like somebody to take you through step by step, this is my number. You can contact me. I can take you through step by step on what you can be able to do. And the good thing is that it is very affordable. Don't charge expensive. Anyway, once you fill in the W8BEN, then of course now it means that you are ready to adhere with the terms and condition, and then you can go ahead and be able to do what? To be able to invest. The first thing, of course, on opening account is registrations. You follow, what you call, you follow the broker's online registration process, will typically involve providing personal details, identification documents like your passport and proof of address. Are we together? And then the other thing is that, of course, you wait for the account verification. The broker will verify your information and approve your account. So once the documents, or rather your application, adheres to the terms and regulation as they are required by the government of the US, then they will verify your account. If there is any discrepancies or any glitch, then of course they will let you know what you're supposed to do so that you can rectify that, so that you can proceed to the next level. Base currency, choose the base currency for your account. You can decide to go with the USD. So now this is where people ask me, Joseph, I don't have the USD with me. I usually have the Kenyan shilling. So how do I get the USD to invest there? Because that market recognizes the USD, not Kenyan shilling. Of course, when you're depositing your money out there, you'll always have a way of transferring your cash, in terms of the USD. It's like the way we usually do Forex, for those who have ever done Forex, okay? When you're depositing money, of course, you usually use that conversion. The conversion is always there. Just say $1 is equivalent to 129 Kenyan shilling. So if you want to have $100, then of course you know how much you need to send there. Then that can automatically be what? It's like you're purchasing the dollars for you to get into that particular market. And I said as little as 7,000 can actually be enough. And that's why I used a figure of $70, you're good to go. Then you can be able to invest there. And I'm going to share with you the returns that they're actually very crazy returns, especially the S&P 500 is a very good ETF or an index fund. Okay. Now, once you do the deposit of the cash, typically various deposit methods are provided. If you're in Kenya, M-Pesa is there. You can use M-Pesa to transfer the money there, and then your stock brokerage will be able to. That's why I said choosing a stock brokerage that is appropriate and good and reliable is the best, because if they offer these services, you can use Natella, you can use M-Pesa Global, you can use your MasterCard, you can use Visa, you can use whatever you have, okay? Skrill, you can use PayPal, whatever it's convenient with you, so you can be able to use to purchase those dollars for you to be able to invest. Are we together? Now, what happens is that be aware of potential transfer time, deposit, and withdrawal, which can vary depending on the method used. Of course, whichever the method that you choose, it has its own, ways of working and such kind of thing. Now, the fourth step, which is now you start trading. Now that's where we are now. The first step, of course, is the one about the registration and what have you. The third step, rather. The first step, this is registration. Now, the fourth step here, this is now when you start what? Now you start trading. Okay, when you start trading now, this is basically whereby you can actually liaise on the advice of your stock brokerage. Legally, even here in Kenya, stock brokerage firms are allowed to advise you, legally are allowed to advise you on what shares to buy, what shares to accumulate, what shares to sell and such. Even me, up to date, I do receive those constant emails from my stock brokerage firm. They tell me, hey Joseph, let's buy these, let's sell these, let's accumulate this and such. Okay, so that you can be able to get, perhaps if you didn't have any any knowledge, or you don't have any prior knowledge as far as the investments on this stock market is concerned. And I always tell people, whenever you're getting into these international stocks, and if you would like to buy stocks, there's one stock I love to advise people to buy. It's called S&P 500. This is an index fund. It's an index fund that monitors the performance. It's a Okay, it's an ETF, let me say. It's an ETF that monitors the performance of an index of 500 companies put together. Wow, did you get that? See, an index is a group of companies put together and its performance are monitored by an ETF. So when you're investing on this index, you basically buy the ETF that monitors the performance of that particular, index fund. So this one has actually been proven by time for over 50 years continuously, has actually been giving returns of over 10 to 15% or sometimes even above that. So you can actually get there even if you don't have any knowledge as far as the stock market is concerned. Okay, but one thing I have to tell you, as much as it is that easier to get into because of its past performance, you can always, or you should always, be able to do some research in terms of understanding how the financial markets are working, the stock markets are working, and such kind of things, because you need to be an individual who is actually up to date in terms of knowing what's happening in the stock market, so that you can be able to know what to buy, what not, and what to accumulate, what to sell, and such kind of a thing, and of course when to exit if you're necessitated to do that. So when you start trading now, basically after depositing money in your account, so what do? You can liaise with your stockbroker, or they can give you that exposure whereby now you can go ahead and purchase those shares by yourself. And of course, from your dashboard, you can be able to monitor how your market is happening, or it's performing, or how your investment is behaving. How much have you gained so far in terms of capital gain? And remember one thing, they usually give the dividends. And you're about to ask me then, if I'm in Kenya, how do I'm outside the US, how do I receive my dividends? Of course, you're going to provide all your bank details, the method of recipient or receiving the cash and such, because immediately once they pay the dividends, that can actually be sent to your bank account. And of course, you have to pay taxes, just like I said, and the rest will be actually channeled towards your bank account, so you can actually be able to receive all these in your bank account. Okay, so that is not a big deal in terms of how you get paid. So yeah, it is. And nowadays, by the way, we have this system called Swift. Is it Swift or Swift or something like that, whereby like all the banks on earth are actually linked. Actually, you cannot have any bank if it doesn't have that Swift system. It's the current world order. So it is very easy. Someone can just wire you cash from whatever the place it is to your bank account in a very convenient way. So that is not a thing to worry. Just the way you usually receive dividends if you've bought the local shares, the same case that you'll be able to receive your international dividends from these international companies. Consider cost, of course. When I say consider cost, this brokerage firm, of course, they are in job, and of course they have to get something out of your transactions. You have to find out how much they charge in terms of their brokerage fee, in terms of the commissions and what have you, because of course they make money. They are provided for you this platform, and they're there for business. I told you anything, there's nothing for free on earth. Okay, yeah, so that's why you also need to consider that, so that at least when you are withdrawing your cash and such kind of a thing, you can also check how much they charge for withdrawal and such. And the last thing, which is a very important part, is of course when you call about managing your risk. And risk management can be approached in two ways, or rather three ways. One, you can actually diversify. This is when you can buy a variety of companies. You can buy, we call them the Magnificent Seven. You can buy those, the Alphabet, the what have you, those big companies that are known to perform better in the US. You can buy the Apple, you can buy the Google, you can buy S&P 500, you can buy, by the way, I would highly recommend you buy any company that are dealing with the AI. That can be a very good, like in Nvidia company. You can buy that because they such kind of a thing, so you can buy that. And of course, you can, when you diversify, meaning when you buy different companies that do different things, like one are service companies, others are product companies, are manufacturers, other are processors, other are banking and what have you. So when you diversify that way, then it means that you are good to go. The other thing is that you can get into it in a long-term perspective. Long-term perspective, of course, you are able to leverage on the period of time, because at times you can buy shares, they go low, and then if you react fast, then you can, go ahead and realize a loss. But then if you just let it be and you lengthen the period of time, then you can be able to earn a lot. And the last thing, of course, the loss and stop loss and whatever orders and such kind of a thing. Anyway, all this you can be guided by your stock broker. Now, that is exactly how you buy shares of USA when you are in Kenya. Let me recap. First, pick a stock brokerage firm that you can go with. If you don't know which one you can pick, that is my number. You can get that number. You call me. whether you're within the country or outside, I can be able to take you through what what brokerage firm you can be able to, or what brokerage firm you can use to go ahead, open the account, provide your KYC documents, and once you do that, fill in the W8BEN form. Once you fill in the W8BEN form, start register for your account, and of course, fund your account, and then start trading, and then that is exactly how you go about it. This is Good Joseph, and as always, I'm here to try the best I can to share with you information about savings, investment, and growth. See you in the next one.